Let's go for the show we don't have planned at all.
Welcome to Speakeasy News. I'm Queen. I'm Shannon.
Hey, I'm Clutch.
and
Well,
and
welcome to the show we haven't planned for you.
yeah, we just kind of did a drop of the hat, decided like, hey, let's do a talk and brought it up live. So if you joined us, thanks for joining us. Sorry we
Hey.
didn't do a what do you call it? Like a preview or I don't know. Planned. Yeah. So anyways, it's Arwen. Of course it's Arwen.
Oh,
How's it
nice.
going, Arwen?
He
So,
was. I asked him if he would come back on, and he said like he was game to come on today, or I was like next week, and he's like yeah. So he was
okay.
excited. He liked it. So that was really good.
So we can't be all bad.
Can't be all bad.
And then, of course, what would our talk be unless Joe Morgan was in the gallery? He said, "Hi,
Hey,
all good to see you."
hey Joe. Hey Joe. Did I tell you that Tarrant wanted us to talk more about what it was like to grow up in the 80s?
Yes, I saw something. Some comment about that. I don't remember if you showed me the comment or if you told me about it,
I
but
think he told me in Arwen's chat he had mentioned that to me, and I found that fascinating. Well, for one, I guess I knew how old he was then, but just like yeah, I never thought about it, how different it might be for someone like coming up
well,
now.
I think people had fun with that too because Vader Jones, she doesn't usually comment very much, and right now she's still kind of recovering. But she
Mm.
listened to our talk with Arwen and after the fact, and she was just all fired up. She was just like, "I don't like Rush either," and she
I
was,
seen that.
she was
I think I said something to her like, "Oh, this is what it's like when doves cry" or something.
yeah. She she called you her Rush hating brother, and I'm her
Yeah,
Rush
right
hating
on.
twin, and I
And
was
then she sent me another message too about or maybe you showed me like if you could go to April Wine, you better go or something like that.
yes, she highly
Yeah,
encourages you to go see them. I don't know if she's seen them before, but she
I can't
definitely.
I I can't buy tickets because I think my wife bought tickets for me for Christmas.
So you don't want to buy a
So
duplicate?
I said to her the other day like, hey, if I bought like I need to buy tickets for that, and then she kind of got upset and like, well, so I was
Yeah,
like,
it
okay,
was
like
cute.
yeah, it was a queue. So
Yeah,
I think I already have tickets, so that's going to be awesome.
it would
April
be
Wine in
real bad if
April.
you're assuming that, and then she didn't buy tickets.
Yeah, that would be terrible. And then it
Sorry,
sells out or something.
you're gonna be like slippers. Why do I have slippers? Oh no. Joe said was busy activating new phone. Stupid thing asked what I identified as without proof.
Did it really?
Oh,
Oh wow.
Joe. I just first thing I thought of is just send it a picture. What else can you do?
What if you sent it a picture and then it gave you the other gender?
And
Or like non-specific, and you're like, what?
you're all mad.
uh, that's a Pat moment.
Oh, you gotta post that on YouTube. Yeah. Arwen said I'm a little spent today with the 3.5 hour early bird show you had. 3.5 hours,
Yeah,
dude. That's like half a work shift.
dude, I was up at 5:30 in the morning my time, so when he came on, I was ready to watch his show, and I watched the whole thing. It was a pretty good
Oh,
one. It was pretty
wow.
good.
I'll
Yeah,
catch
he
up.
went.
I saw it. I saw. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I saw it pop up on YouTube. So, but I didn't get to watch it yet. But now I know I got to put aside 3.5 hours for it. Good lord.
yeah, because for me, it's in my morning routine when I'm like getting ready and I'm having coffee, so it's just kind of a nice little. It's good timing for me.
Yeah, I slept in today. Sorry. I
Oh,
I
no
had a
worries.
late night last night, but Jupiter, somewhere on Jupiter's here, says howdy. And
Hello.
Joe agrees he doesn't like Rush. He's an American. He doesn't like the Beatles either.
Poor Bobby. I'm sorry, Bobby. I started this anti-Rush movement. It's all because of me. It's gonna like gather a bunch of steam. Yeah, fuck Rush.
Well, to be fair, when I was still getting to know Bobby and we're learning each other's like what do you like, what do you don't like. He had told me straight out, Rush is one of those bands that people either love them or hate them, and I liked them, and so I just didn't realize there was so much to their popularity for him.
Like I'll say this musically. They're like each individual can play their part very well. They're very technically sound, I guess is what I'm looking for. But I'm not into that type of rock. That's like prog rock, and that's just not it's never been my thing.
I saw a clip. It was a movie. I forgot what movie it was. It's basically these teenagers were trying to cross the border into Canada. It's from like the 80s or 90s, and the guitar player, the bass player, Alex, he actually played the border officer that was checking them in.
And not Canadian Bacon. No, that was John Candy.
No, I don't remember the name of the movie, but I just saw the clip, and basically he asked these teenagers like, "What's your business here in Canada?" or something. And they said something like they were in a band. And the character of the movie goes, "Oh yeah, I was in a band once."
Oh, nice.
I was laughing.
Have you ever tried to? That makes me think of two things. One, well, no, I don't want to tell one, but I'll tell the other one. Okay. Have you ever tried to get into Canada? It's actually really hard. Like people have a hard time getting into Canada, especially if you have any kind of record or any kind of smudge. They're dicks at the border. Like
really?
Real. Yeah. There's a whole show about it called like Border Security or something. And it says, watch those guys be dicks to people.
It's all dramatic, like park ranger, the TV reality show of park rangers, and there's an alligator in a swimming pool and there's children everywhere. And they're just like, I don't know. I've seen these reality.
Hey, there's a reality show for everything, for every single like aspect of life.
Even
there is a reality show.
Who would not?
Yeah.
That, and they make it so like, up next, and you see them all mad because somebody's selling fruits on their turf.
I can't remember what they call it, but do you remember what they call it when the kids get to leave and they they party for like a year and they get to see if they like living non-Amish?
Yes.
And then it's like Rama something or some kind of, I think it starts with an R. Rumschlinger or I don't know, some weird.
Rumspringa.
Rumspringa. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I had to Google it. I'm not gonna lie, but I actually
I was close.
I military who changed her life because of that.
Yeah.
She I guess like after that, a year later, she joined the military. She just didn't want to stay in the community after that. So, and Joe said it, Rumspringa, he called it. I haven't been looking at the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Prog Rock, Lou. Oh, I think maybe Arwen called the movie. I think so. Saw Rush live in 1978 in Virginia.
Who's seen that?
Somewhere on Jupiter. Saw them live.
Oh.
And awesome. My introduction to Canada is South Park. Trailer Park Boys and a few Canadian friends. Oh, no.
That's awesome. Trailer Park Boys. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, God. I've seen clips of it. Bubbles.
Yeah.
That guy Bubbles. Like
It's a good show. It's a good show. The guy who plays Leahy, and he plays like this drunk guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't even drink. Like he's just but he's so good at it. It's awesome.
Arwen said, "Don't call me friend, buddy."
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, irony of reality.
That is the most Canadian thing ever. Don't call me friend, buddy. Oh my God.
But I agree with Arwen. He said the irony of reality show is that it's all an act. It really is.
Yeah, it's all scripted. They
is like that.
No. And and those jobs are so boring. They have to add drama to make or you wouldn't like the Pawn Stars, or there's another one, Hardcore Pawn.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't like, no one would watch it
Yeah, who cares?
if nothing happened. Yeah, if some guy just came in, pawned his shit, left, or whatever, you know.
What's the
No
other one
drama.
I remember? I couldn't believe I was watching it for a while. It was like where they have these storage units that people abandon.
Storage Wars.
Yeah, and all these people crowd around.
I watched that one too for a while.
Each other and like, you know, there's got to be something good in there. I see a bronze box, and it's just like, who cares? You know, it's
Apparently, that Daryl Sheets guy found a dead body in one for real.
No way.
So I don't. Yeah, there's articles about it. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, that's what it says.
Daryl Sheets was his name?
Yeah, he's like kind of the big fatter guy.
Oh, Storage Wars. It's already popped up. Found a body. Let's see. In 2012, the now defunct Reality Weekly magazine interviewed Sheets. Finally, he elaborated on the gruesome tale. Sheets told the magazine he discovered a plastic-wrapped human corpse, and that police later told him a man had murdered his wife and left her in the storage unit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What? You think that's real?
I don't know. It's possible. Like,
wouldn't you think like they could track the man?
Well, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they busted him, right?
Oh, what? But
that's probably how they busted him. They probably found the body.
It depends on how long she was laying there. She wouldn't have still been all, juicy or anything. It just probably dry.
If it's years, it'd be dry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mummy.
Yeah. But still, can you imagine opening that?
Did I ever tell you that was like a part? I don't know how. I worked in a field where we would have to go to people's units, and it would be like a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times it would be units that were like government.
You mentioned that before, like not a good area of town, right?
Right, and like the government pays for
like,
for those people to live there, right? It's like
activity?
Yeah, but we'd go in there and we'd like find bodies, right?
Oh,
and sometimes it would be like, sometimes it would be they just died. Sometimes it was they were there for like a month or more because no one ever checked on them.
Oh,
so
word.
You would find them in like different states of decomposition. It would be like, sometimes it was really mellow, but sometimes it'd be like, some of that stuff I still remember to this day. Like it's kind of haunting in a weird way. Like,
oh yeah, I remember in one of our early talks we talked about it because I worked at the funeral home, and you and I were talking about the eyes. That's
yes,
part.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah.
Arwen has a good point. He said if the air and liquids can't escape, it's not going to dry up, and instead it's turned into a putrid rot juice, which is very true. We've had bodies melt because they sat there too long, and it's just that's terrible. Try to imagine what opening that will smell like. No. Oh my God.
I do know. I know that smell still to this day, and I'll never forget it.
And it doesn't come out.
It's like it's almost sweet smelling.
Yeah, but that's like a sicky smell.
Yeah. That's the smell. It's like a sick sweet. Yeah.
We've had places had to tear
cheese, kind of cheese. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it permeates the walls. Have you ever seen Mythbusters? That one where they put the two pig corpses in a car to see if they could bust the myth of washing out the smell or something like that, and they ended up.
I never seen that. I've seen the show, but I never seen that episode. No.
Oh, dude. I guess like they put two large hogs in a car. They were already dead. They got everything legally, and poor guy that sold them this car. It was like an 80s car, and he sold it pretty cheap. Well, he put so much work into it, and when he realized after they bought it, they told him what they were going to do with it, and he was like, "Oh well, okay." Like he's like,
yeah.
And they did. They left the two hogs in the car, parked the car inside of one of those shipping crates, and left it for a month. And of course, they cleaned
Ugh.
it out, and they did everything to the upholstery. They tried bleaching it, everything, nothing. They ended up tearing everything out of the car, gutted it, and it still smelled, even though it was just raw metal left. And
Oh,
they
that's a
ended up having
Seinfeld
to junk
episode.
it because it was so bad.
Sometimes I watch that show though, and like I'm not saying that episode, but some of those episodes, I'm like, did you really try to bust that myth? Like it would be
Meh.
like just their experiments were kind of like, did you? But
It's
yeah,
kind of weak. Some of them were weak. It was just like
yeah.
there's no way to really bust certain myths, and the
But it was
circumstances
a fun show.
changed.
It was fun.
Yeah, but I think for the most part, it looked just like a couple of guys horsing around like kids do. They just want to blow things up. Or
Apparently, those two dudes hate each other in real life.
I heard, I
Yeah,
heard,
like
like
just
one is
fucking hate each other.
Sagittarius and
Like,
the other one's OCD. Yeah,
oh, dude, yeah. But like having like that's such a weird thing. Like to have such good chemistry on air, but like behind the scenes, they're just like, you motherfucker, I
I
fucking want
know.
to stab you in the eye.
As soon as the director yells "cut," you just two walk
Yeah,
away from each other.
yeah. Oh man.
Arwen said that smell would make him hallucinate. Joe said he's seen and
Ugh.
smelled enough decomp, and he's good. Psychopathic in plain sight. Fun, psychotic social programming. Okay, Seinfeld in a nutshell. And Joe says he can't stand reality TV like Pawn Stars. Yeah, now that we're years past it, I would never even, I don't even care for like these new reality shows, the Kardashians, and
Oh, I've never watched any of nothing like that. No,
it's
just the
all
like
the same.
how it's made, or maybe some Pawn Stars. You know, what's another stupid one is Oak Island. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's
No.
horrible.
Never even heard of it.
This is what it's about. Okay, there's an island off Nova Scotia in Canada that's like dates back to like Templars, and
Really?
apparently they came here and like hid their treasure in this place, and then pirates came here and blah blah blah, and they've been digging there for treasure, and there's this, I don't know, some kind of like a curse on the treasure, and like bad things happen.
Wow.
And they've been digging there for like, I don't know, the show's been going on for like 8 years, and they find like, oh, we found a nail, we found a bottle cap, we found, like, it's always stupid stuff like that, but just enough to keep the show going, right? But
Yeah,
they've never found treasure. No treasure.
a nail. It's a nail from the 1700s.
That's what they, yeah, exactly, yeah. It's a ship nail, and then that proved that they ran the ship aground, and they had built this like system to block it off, and then dry docked the ship, and they buried it, and they like all this weird
It
stuff.
sounds
You know?
It sounds like the plot to the movie called The Fog.
Oh, I don't know if it probably is.
Have you, if you've ever seen it, the one Bobby and I watched is like from the 80s or 90s. It's like Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. Pretty good movie, but it's just
that guy Joe, he recommended a movie. I don't remember what it was called now though. I was gonna watch it.
Oh, he recommended a couple last time. I'll look back on the last,
because he said it was like better than Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, well, I thought about writing it down. I never did.
I forgot.
Arwen said, "I can't believe people watch these people." And like the Kardashians, I wouldn't park a Kardashian with O.J. Simpson's junk. Pork, not park, pork.
Ugh.
Joe.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that stuff. I haven't even attempted. I don't know why anyone would want to punish themselves.
It's the new generation that really, that's the new rave, I guess. I don't know. For me, it was MTV. Like when MTV came out and VH1, watching music videos, and it was kind of like. And
there you go, Tarot. There you go.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's talk about that. I haven't. It's funny because Bobby tells me like when he was young, his dad would get frustrated with him always watching that damn Channel 31. because that's where MTV was. And you know,
Yeah.
like our parents would get like irritated with the junk we were watching, but now to us it's a classic, you know, because it was a concept back then. Like
I remember the first videos coming out. Like I remember all that. I remember the first video shows, how it was like, that was such a huge revolutionary thing and it's going to change everything. And it lasted a long time. I don't know, videos aren't really a thing anymore, but
no,
before that was like Michael Jackson Thriller, when that came out, that was like,
yeah,
you could rent that at the movie store. You could rent a music video at the movie store. Renting movies was a thing you could do, which was fun.
It's super classic now too. I mean, that's like, you know, it set the tone for a whole new genre of music videos. I remember seeing some videos and I'm just looking at it and I asked Bobby, I'm like, what is this video about? And we kind of came to the conclusion that it didn't even matter back then. It didn't matter what the video was about. People just threw shit on video and just called it a day. You know, it's like,
yeah, lots of them I don't think like followed a song. Very rare was it a story that matched the song or anything.
Not like Aha with Take On Me. Everybody loved that. Like, oh my God, oh, he died. And then at the end, he comes back and she's, oh, they love each other. That was a feel-good video, you know, but not all.
My oldest son loves that song. I've never been I don't like it too much myself.
You don't like Aha?
No.
Oh, well, that's okay. You don't.
There's a weird 80s band that I do like called The Fix. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes, you've asked me that like twice, bro.
Did I? Oh, I forget stuff like that. Sorry.
You always text me sometimes. You're like, have you heard of The Fix? And I'm like, from you?
I listened to that when I was like 8 years old, dude. I was like, that stuff blew my mind back then.
I think Bobby said he's listened to it too. See, this is the problem. I've heard plenty of songs when I was young, but I never bothered to find out who sang it, when it was made, you know, any historical interesting facts.
I was a nerd for that stuff. Like,
yeah.
I was into sports and I kind of kept track of that, and I was into like even like weird mythology and maybe even D&D, wrestling. I would keep stats of that, but music for a long time, like I could tell you the guitarist and like when the album came out. I was just way into that stuff. I don't know why. Yeah. It's just a weird thing I got into.
Same with my husband. We've had moments where he's asked me, have you ever heard this song? And I said, no. And so he'll find it, he'll put it on, and I'll be like, oh, I have. I used to have this cassette tape, and I know all the words to the song. And it's just like a strange moment because it's like I didn't know the title of the song. I didn't know who sang it. I just knew the song.
Me and my wife will play a game where she'll put songs on, and I have to guess the song like in the first few seconds, you know? Like,
oh, yes, Bobby's good at that. And you know, the other thing, the other thing he knows is like if there is a drummer in this band, like, oh, he was a drummer for this band until, you know, this year, and then he went and played with this or
did Bobby drum ever? Because he really he loves the drummers.
He is, or he was. He played.
He
drums.
was. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Set, but he don't know. No, we're maybe we're too old.
I could see that. He looks like he'd be a drummer.
Yeah.
He does. He has that look.
He's a gaming guy. You look like a drummer, baby.
He looks like a drummer, yeah.
He just needs the long hair.
No, a lot of drummers don't have the long hair. I noticed that. A lot of them have short hair or no hair at all.
Well,
check it out.
Like Rush. Neil Peart didn't have that long.
There you go.
Yeah.
He must know. This is who I think is the best drummer. What does he think? How about Buddy Rich?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he'll know. Ask him.
Buddy Rich.
I saw him twice. Best drummer I've ever seen.
There you go. That? I knew it. Yeah, I heard him. Yeah, I knew it. Dude, just watch his video right now. Like, what? His hands are moving so fast that they look like they're not moving. Like, it's freaking wild.
What? Oh, he's a jazz drummer.
Dude, best drummer ever.
Really? Okay.
It's awesome. Yeah. I think Bill Ward said that he was influenced by Buddy Rich. I think I remember hearing that. And Bill Ward is the drummer for Black Sabbath, or was.
Oh,
And if you listen to that early Black Sabbath, especially like let's say Paranoid, you even Black Sabbath, like just that early stuff, I find it's very, there's like a jazz kind of beat to the drums. I don't know. Ask Bobby if he thinks that. But
okay. Well, I don't know if I should put the sound on it because of the.
We might get a copyright strike if you do.
But I can at least. Let's see. Yeah, we're live, babe. Oh, he's kind of older in this one, or did he always look like that?
Well, I'm sure he's older, but he never. Yeah, he always pretty much looked like that.
Well, I mean, let's see here. Impossible drum solo HQ.
Yeah. I mean, play it. See, fuck it. We'll see if we get hit.
Okay, let me get.
He's dead anyway. Like I don't think anyone cares.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Is this even it? Maybe I hit.
I can't. I can't hear anything, or I can see a little bit of the video, but.
Okay, here we go.
See, he still looks like that. He's young there.
Yeah.
He looks like Frankenstein.
In a suit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow, he's just rolling it. Right. I didn't want to drag it too long, but I gotta say something about the way music and bands and stuff performed back in the day. They all looked so classy. Every man on this stage. Well, then again, this is a jazz band, but I mean, I don't know. It just like we've mentioned it before. Like people back in the day dressed so well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they look nice. Yeah, even they're just going to like the store to shop. They like put a suit and tie on.
I grabbed my coat
I
and
know.
my hat, honey. I'm going to the store, right?
I know. I wish I was born in that time.
The comments. I'm so sorry. Have you seen Being There, another Peter Sellers movie? Oh,
No.
they were kind of talking about Chance the Gardener. I love that movie so much. Let's see. Joe says he's a VH1 classic guy, and
Nice.
Aha was
Yeah.
before his time. So Joe, you're probably younger than 47 because that was mine. Somewhere on Jupiter said the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has a whole floor dedicated to song. Oh God, that would be something. Okay, Joe said Jethro Tull doesn't belong there. I should say video. No video sound here. Expedition Truth is here. Says hello,
yeah.
Cold Springs Queen and Arwen in chat, and then
Hey, buddy.
and that's where we ended the comments so far. So yeah, Bobby knows who that is, and that's generally what you heard is pretty much our interactions every time we talk about songs. He throws out a name or somebody throws out a name, and I'm like, who's that? And so then I have to learn, by looking at YouTube. So
yeah, check him out though. That guy's awesome. And then listen to that drumming, and then listen to Black Sabbath Paranoid, and tell me if you don't hear it, especially in like Rat Salad and Electric Funeral.
Okay.
It's just like, I don't know how to explain jazz drumming. It's like sometimes they're like, it's like off notes that make it. I don't know. It's weird.
I talk to Vader Jones, almost daily, and she's like you guys. She knows.
Yeah, she seems cool.
Yeah, she knows like some of the stuff. What's really weird is like she'll start talking about Black Sabbath and Megadeth and stuff like that, and then she'll throw out a random comment like, my dad went through rehab with his son once.
Yeah,
I was just like, what? I don't think it wasn't her dad, but she'll throw in a rehab comment, and I'm like, wow, this girl partied. Like she didn't
she
just
might have, yeah.
know about these bands. She knew these bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Arwen's reiterating. Do we know the movie called Being There? Have you
Being
ever seen
There.
the movie? I have not.
I
Arwen.
don't. It does. Like I might have seen it, and I don't remember the title, but no, not offhand. No.
There's a 1980 film called Being There.
Read the plot summary.
It's it says Being There is a 1979 American satirical comedy.
Satirical.
Satirical?
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. I
I
can't
don't
see
have my
it.
glasses on, so sorry. Comedy drama film directed by Hal Ashby, based on the 1970 novel of the same name. Oh, geez, by Jerzy Kosinski and adopted by the screen. Okay, here's the plot. There we go. I found it. Sorry. Middle-aged, simple-minded Chance lives in a townhouse of a wealthy old man in Washington, D.C. He has spent his whole life tending the garden and has never left the property. Never? Oh, shenanigans. I clicked on something. Sorry. I clicked on something and I lost it. Oh, here we go. Derived in, okay. Never left the property other than the gardening. His knowledge is derived entirely from what he sees on television. When his benefactor dies, Chance naively tells the lawyers that he has no claim against the estate and is ordered to move out. So, Chance wanders aimlessly, discovering the outside world for the first time. Passing by a TV shop, he sees himself captured by a video camera in the shop window. Entranced, he steps backward off the sidewalk and is struck by a chauffeured limousine. My lord. Okay. Then it goes through the whole plot, which is about 10 more paragraphs.
All right.
But the
Sounds interesting.
Huh?
Sounds interesting.
It does. You know what it sounds like is a little bit like The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey.
Or The Village a little bit.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan, where they. I don't want to ruin it.
It's okay. I mean,
it's like a 20-year-old movie. I mean, the plot should be out by now, but whatever.
Oh, Arwen says, keep reading. Let me get back.
Oh, God. Okay, do it.
Let me go there. Hold on. Let me get back.
I want to know if he's seen a movie called High Tension. I don't know why it just popped in my mind, but it's like a European horror film, and it was really weird. I wonder if he's seen it.
High Tension.
Yeah. Let's see if he's seen it.
Like,
read this plot.
Okay. He said something about 43-year-old movie. I don't know if he's talking about, okay. So I'm actually going to just share the screen. So if somebody is reading, but, he wanders aimlessly. Okay. Entranced. And then, he off the sidewalk is struck by a chauffeured limousine owned by an elderly business mogul, Ben Rand. In the car is Rand's glamorous and much younger wife, Eve, oh my, who mishears Chance the gardener in reply to the question who he is as Chauncey Gardiner. Oh, so kind of like she thinks that's his name. Eve brings Chance to their palatial estate to recover. He is wearing expensive tailored but outmoded clothes from the 20s and 30s, which his benefactor had allowed him to take from the attic. His manners are old-fashioned and courtly. When Ben Rand meets him, he takes Chauncey for an upper-class, highly educated businessman who has fallen on hard times. Rand admires him, finds him direct, wise, and insightful. Rand is also a confidant and advisor to the President of the United States, who he introduces to Chauncey. In the discussion about the economy, Chance takes his cue from the words stimulate growth and talks about changing seasons of the garden. The president misinterprets this as optimistic political advice and quotes Chauncey Gardiner in a speech. Chance now rises to national prominence, attends important events, develops a close connection with the Soviet ambassador, and appears on a television talk show during which his detailed advice about what a serious gardener should do is misunderstood as his opinion on what would be his presidential policy. Please don't tell me that this guy becomes the president. Let's see. Though he has now risen to the pinnacle of Washington society and Secret Service has some 16 other agencies are unable to find any background information on him. During this time, Rand's personal physician, Dr. Allenby, becomes increasingly suspicious that Chance is not a wise political expert. So somebody starts picking up on it, and that the mystery of his identity may have a more mundane explanation. The doctor considers telling Rand this, but remains silent when he realizes how happy Chance is making him in his final days. The dying Rand encourages Eve to become close to Chauncey. She's already attracted to him and makes a sexual advance. Arwen, where are we going with this, buddy? All right.
Nah, he's clean.
Chance has no interest or knowledge of sex, oh my, but mimics a kissing scene from the 1968 film The Thomas Crown Affair, which he happens to be showing on TV. Okay. When the scene ends, Chauncey stops suddenly and Eve is confused. She asks what he likes, meaning sexually. He replies, "I like to watch," meaning...
Oh my God.
She's momentarily taken aback, but decides she's willing to for his voyeuristic pleasure. I'll say perform for his voyeuristic pleasure, thereby not noticing that he is turned back to the television and is now imitating a yoga exercise on a different channel. It's awesome. Chance is present at Rand's death and shows genuine sadness at his passing. Questioned by Dr. Allenby, he admits that he loves Eve very much and also that he is just a gardener. When he leaves to inform Eve of Ben's death, Allenby says to himself, "I understand," but interpretation of that is left to the viewer. While the president delivers a speech at Rand's funeral, the pallbearers hold a whispered discussion over potential replacements for the president in the next term of
Oh, here he goes.
We agree on Chauncey Gardner as the successor. Oblivious to all this, Chance wanders off through Rand's wintry estate. He straightens out a pine sapling flattened by a fallen branch, then walks across the surface of the lake. He pauses, dips his umbrella deep into the water under his feet, then continues on, while the president is heard quoting Rand, "Life is a state of mind." That actually sounds like a darn good movie.
It does sound, it sounds a little bit like Forrest Gump in a way, how he kind of just, how he just lands in these situations?
Yeah. And it just, out of being honest, he ends up doesn't he give a speech at the
like the war memorial? Yeah.
Oh no, that's a good find, Arwen. Maybe we'll look that one up and watch it next weekend. Don't need to see the movie now. Yeah, I guess so. We pretty much just spoiler alert. Sorry. Let's see. Reminds me of a Richard Pryor or Mel Brooks movie. That's true, Joe. That would be something that Mel Brooks would do.
That Blazing Saddles is still one of my favorite comedies of all time. Right? I don't care what anyone says. That movie's fucking hilarious. Oh God. That movie is just.
That is from the 70s though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go, Tourette. We're going way back past the 80s now. We're going 70s.
Yeah, you should watch that, Tarrant. I don't know if he'd get it, though. He's I don't know. I think he's in his 20s, and he lives in India. I don't know if he's going to get that humor.
Well, at least try. You might,
I wonder if he'd find that funny.
Some of the cultural stuff, "Oh, brother, you got some charcoal on your hands from that crossbow."
Oh, fuck. Where are women at?
Oh, man. One of the favorite movies we like to watch on Halloween is always Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks.
Oh, that is a great one. Yeah. Abnormal Brain.
Yeah. Somebody named Abby Normal?
Abby Normal.
I like how calm he was. He was like, Very good. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Watch the movie. Arwen says watch the movie. He said Forrest Gump is a lame ripoff. Okay, so this is
Okay.
high expectations on this movie. Joe Morgan says, real talk, if Ginny had AIDS, then Gump did too. Oh God.
Most likely, he could not necessarily. Like you could. There's a chance he wouldn't have, but most likely. Jenny was a bitch in that movie. Like when you think about it, she's terrible. She's a terrible person.
I didn't like her character at all, but she was the love of Forrest's life. So
you do that good.
I've had practice. Okay, so where are we at? What
do you think of that video I sent you there, where she's arguing for?
We had an idea about that lady. I
should have remembered. Yeah.
Sorry,
like,
I'm stumbling.
And maybe people won't be interested in this subject, but I don't know. I kind of find it fascinating.
Let's throw it out there. There is a video you sent me about whether or not Christmas is pagan. And, sorry, that was...
Wait, before I promote that video, I'm going to say I don't necessarily agree with this lady. I just found her argument from the other side very fascinating. I agree with parts of what she's saying, and I've said parts of that myself, like it's not all pagan, but...
And I think the question you had for me made what I was thinking that you were asking me is whether just simply celebrating at Christmas time is.
Do you remember?
Won't even like say Merry.
They won't do nothing. They throw the baby out with the bathwater, like she says. But you remember I said like some of these traditions go back to like way ancient Northern European, like when. There was nothing like this. And then some of it is Christian tradition and some of it got mixed together. And I don't think God is mad that people have human traditions and have like a celebration and like give gifts. And I don't know like about you, but it gets pretty dark here, especially by 4 o'clock. And 5 o'clock, it's dark at this time of year. And having all the lights around I find it beautiful. I'll go ahead and say that. It's beautiful and it's nice to like, I don't know. It's a nice feeling.
It is. Joe even said it depends on why you celebrate, I guess. And to me, that's kind of...
yes, he's right about that.
Right. I remember Christmas as being a time to... The family gets together. That was the important thing, the family. No matter where you go or how far you've gone or how long you've been away, everybody comes back. And
yes,
and
I like even my family who was not awake, but even they knew that Jesus probably wasn't born on that day. Now this lady thinks that he was. I think he was born in September, but who cares what day he was? We're just kind of celebrating. Like I tell my kids Santa's not real. None of that shit's real. We don't celebrate the commercialization of it. We're celebrating like you said, the family. Like we drive 2 hours to go spend time with our family and we hang out and we have a meal and we give gifts and that's a beautiful thing. Why would God hate that?
And that's why I don't think, like you said, throwing the baby out with the bathwater is a good plan. I understand that people don't want to glorify something that's, against their faith. Okay, I respect that. But there's other things about, that season that is just, it's all goodness too. You like you said, the gift.
Would you say there's magic in that season?
It's a magical time. The wizards come out. No, I'm just
no. I mock, but in a way, I'm being serious. There is some magic to this. There is when everyone's loving and giving gifts, and in that, like you can feel it in the air. Like there's a change, even in the public, a lot of times, where people are just a little more. They're less angry. They're a little. Isn't that a bit of a magic?
And
I don't know. Depends where you go. Some malls, old ladies are trying to hit you, and you got to elbow them to get out. But
maybe it can be argued that people should act that way all year round. But I think having that time
Agreed.
to really bring and highlight that part to everyone's attention helps. I don't know. You know, I've here's an example. We have our
Excuse me.
traditional movies that we watch on Halloween. We also have our movies that we watch every Christmas, and one of them's called The Gathering. Right? I don't know if anybody's seen it. It was made like in the 80s, 90s, and it's basically about this old man who built his business financial empire, but he's a jerk, and it kind of ruined his family. He and his wife were separated. They had these kids, one of which he moved to Canada, of all places. Kind of probably looks like you a little bit.
Poor guy.
Yeah, changed his name, and just all this stuff. And the guy finds out he's dying, got only a few months to live, and the movie is about how he tries to find a way to get past all the things he's done, to ruin his family. And surprisingly, all his kids show up to this gathering for Christmas, and they don't tell any of the kids why he's doing it. So the kids are under the assumption that, wow, dad's changed, and they have this wonderful last memory. So it's a great Christmas feel-good movie, but it's also like, I guess because of the season, it was an excuse to bring them together and do this great thing, right?
Mm.
And maybe, I don't know. I remember kids in school that like didn't come to school on certain days because they were not allowed to celebrate the holiday because of their faith.
Yeah.
And
I had kids who would, like when we were growing up, we said the Lord's Prayer and the Canadian anthem.
Yeah.
And for sure. And there would be kids who would leave the room when that happened.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, but they don't do that here anymore. That's part of the problem here. But yeah, that was pretty wild.
We did grow up saying prayer in school in the Pledge of Allegiance before class, and I guess my thing is that families that don't celebrate at all, like they still take that week and a half off during Christmas to New Year's, and
yeah.
And do they not see family? Do they not do anything?
And I want to add my movies to that list, by the way. Scrooge.
Yeah.
Like the original, like not Bill Murray one, but like, you know which one I'm talking, like with
Alistair.
Yeah. A Christmas Story. I don't know if you know Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah.
Vacation. Yeah. Vacation, Christmas Vacation. We watched that one. Those are like our top. Oh, I love that one. It's one of my favorites ever. It's the best.
Is that your holiday traditional movies?
Yeah, I think most of those. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other. And then like the Rudolph and the Grinch, all that kind of stuff. We always watch those.
I was just gonna ask that, like Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
And the Grinch. We watched the Grinch. And
Frosty the Snowman's a big one here. Kids really like that one.
I think our movie list is stuff like, for me, of course, I like the girly ones. It's a Wonderful Life. Miracle on 34th Street, which is probably a little more to that whole Santa thing that you don't believe in, but it's still a good movie.
But it's a good movie. I've watched the movie, and it's a nice movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my favorite part's the Swedish girl. The lady adopted a Swedish girl, brought her to see Santa, and told her, now remember, he's not going to understand you. And he totally just starts singing with her.
And don't those people get married and she gets the house?
They don't get married. The little girl that he was trying to win over had wished for the house.
And don't they buy it at the end?
They find it at the end. He tells the lawyer, look, there's a shortcut to get to where you're going. Take this route. And then just leaves it at that. And then as they drive the house, the little girl sees it, runs in, and Kane is by the fireplace. So that's when she knew the house.
Oh, it was him.
He exists.
You know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to we're going to read A Christmas Carol I got a copy that is
Oh.
from. I got like a old copy for Christmas last year from 1926, and I'm gonna read it like with the kids.
Wow.
I think it'd be kind of a cool. I don't know. And again, that's Santa, and we don't believe in it, but we like. I'm not like hiding the fact that like there is a tradition of Santa. I just tell them like we buy the gifts. Like no man comes down the chimney and. But we're not like anti-Santa, you know, like we're not like, fuck Santa, you know, anything like that. And I think it's kind of based on a real thing, like Sinterklaas, and if you know all of that, that's a real tradition that goes back. Actually, Arwen might know Sinterklaas. I wonder if he does.
I was just about to ask that, like, what the traditions I know are very different in the Norwegian countries and, you know, the north there too. So I was curious about it. So I went back to look at the comments, and boy, people are commenting. Somewhere on Jupiter said the decorating with lights has its roots in Hanukkah. I didn't know that. Joe Morgan likes Slayer. Most super religious people are way uptight. That's the thing. That's kind of why I wanted to watch that video you sent, because I just want to make sure, like, you know, if we're gonna celebrate for the right reasons, we shouldn't, you know, I don't like it when people sit there and say, you know, I don't believe in Christmas. I don't celebrate. You tell somebody Merry Christmas and they're like, I don't celebrate that. Well, then screw you. I take it back. Don't have a Merry Christmas. You know, I just no reason to say that. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, and then, you know, not gonna talk about anything cheery with this person anymore. And Joe says, see, I hate that kind of stuff. I'm more a bad Santa guy. Okay, bad Santa was hilarious. Expedition Truth said Arnold.
Oh, Elf. That's another one that we watch. I keep forgetting that. And they fight. He fights. Artie Lang plays Santa in that movie. And he like gets in a fight with them. It's fucking awesome.
I like to whisper too. That was so awesome. Oh God, I about puked in my mouth that part where he started eating all the candy off the railing. I was like, oh no, it's just gross. That was disgusting.
I don't know. Like, I guess I have kids, and like, I can't be putting bad Santa on. You know, like we. Why not? We gotta have some that, you know, like. You know what I'm saying. I
know, yeah.
So we got it. We do a little more of the cheesy route, but I don't mind it. You know, as a dad, I kind of like. I'll be honest, I kind of like it. You know, I like that. Like I don't know. I like cuddling with my kids and watching that stuff, and it's a great feeling.
It is. I had fun watching Trading Places.
Trading Places.
It's Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. From early 90s, 80s, I think. And if you haven't seen it, I mean, it takes place around Christmas. And it's basically where the business heads of Mortimer and the long story short, Dan Aykroyd is white, Eddie Murphy's black. The business head of their corporation made a bet for $1 that if they switched the black man into that position, he would no longer be a criminal. He would take on a role as a sophisticated man, and that the white man. And the reason I thought it was so funny is I just remember that part where Dan Aykroyd's dressed as Santa, and he's down in the dumps. He's got no money. He goes to this posh party and takes an entire piece of salmon and stuffs it in his jacket. And he's just drunk off his ass, and it was so funny.
You know that dude's Canadian, eh?
Dan Aykroyd is?
Hell yeah.
Oh my Lanta. Well, congratulations.
All the funny people that you have, I guarantee 90% of them are Canadian. Yeah, I'm serious.
I'm starting to see
We're funny fuckers, man.
That's true. We're pretty funny people, eh? Let's see. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he has to be the toy. Does anyone remember
Jingle? Jingle all the way?
All the way?
Jingle all the way?
I never saw it. I'll be honest. I
Yeah.
never saw it.
It's like a Power Man or Action Man or something. Yes. Yeah. I remember that.
The toy. That's right. He corrected it. He said he has to get the toy. I think it was him and Sinbad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
Sinbad.
okay. How about that movie? That's a huge. That is a huge Mandela effect. Do you know that? Do you know that one?
I haven't seen the movie.
No. With Sinbad, there's a Mandela effect with Sinbad.
Oh, really? What's that?
Yeah.
What's
Do you know him in a movie from the 80s? I don't want to say too much because I don't want to affect the Mandela effect on you.
Okay.
Do you know, like, name some movies Sinbad's been in?
Let's see.
Off the top.
Different World.
Okay, yeah.
But that was a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheat.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it.
Oh, why? Okay. Jingle All the Way. Necessary Roughness, wasn't he in that one?
Oh, I don't know about that one. No.
I know he was
I have a memory of him being in a movie about
Fox show and the
Do you remember
Go ahead.
Do you remember him like being like I don't know. Oh, this will probably ruin it. Whatever, I'll just say it. I remember him being a genie in a movie called Kazam.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Do you remember that movie?
I remember seeing the previews for that movie. I never saw the movie.
Okay, so you think it's Sinbad in that movie, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't. That movie doesn't exist, bro.
What?
Yeah, welcome to the Mandela effect.
He was not in that movie?
No.
What? Now I gotta look it up.
That movie didn't exist.
Really?
Yeah.
It says Kazam, 1996 film.
Who's in it?
Oh, that's not Sinbad.
Right.
Oh. Who is that?
Right. Everybody knows it's Sinbad who did that movie. But when we look it up, they're like, what? I find that so weird.
It says it's Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. It wasn't Shaq. Shaq wasn't in that movie.
What the hell? See, and this
Dude, I have like a memory of going to the movie store and getting that movie. I know who was on the cover of that movie.
Huh.
Like I can see the movie cover now. It's purple and it's kind of him standing with his arms crossed. Yeah, right. But it's Sinbad.
Oh my god!
And like Sinbad is not a giant, and he's light skinned for a black man.
Yeah, he
Shaq is pretty freaking dark and giant. I don't think those are two people I would confuse.
Then what is going on here? Because now
well, that's the Mandela effect. Welcome.
I'm sharing the screen. Here it is. I'm sharing the screen.
I wonder what the chat thinks about this.
Okay, Kazam
and he in the way I remember it, he had like a weird hat on his head.
No, on the picture here, he's bald.
I know. That's not the movie cover I remember.
Wow. Wait a minute. There's something down here. Production reception. Many people falsely remember the existence of a 1990 film titled Shazam, starring comedian and actor Sinbad as.
Oh man! So there's a movie? What?
There's a 90s movie called Shazam. They actually have a look at on the screen here.
Okay. Oh, thank God. You've un-Mandela'd me.
Right, though. You're right. Starring comedian and actor Sinbad as a genie. However, no such film ever existed. And
what?
You're right.
I'm telling you, that's the fucking Mandela. How do we all have that same memory? Every one of us have the same false memory? What? That makes no sense.
Shazam can be further explained as a confabulation of real memories, possibly including the comedian wearing a genie-like costume during a TV marathon, Sinbad the Sailor, in 1994. But that doesn't make sense because if Kazam came out...
Why is there a movie Kazam then with the like, and why would we all think the same thing? Like, we're talking people across borders. It's not like
Yeah.
some local people got it wrong. It's like everyone in the world has the same memory until you show them, and then they're like, "What? That fucking makes no sense."
And that's so weird because I mean, you're right. They don't even look alike.
I know. I know.
I would never mistake Shaquille O'Neal for
Sinbad. Never. Never.
That is so freaking weird. I didn't even know where you were going with this. I'm like, what Mandela effect? What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, like Bernstein Bears. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah, we used to read Bernstein Bears. I can't even pronounce it now.
Oh, look it up. It's not what you remember.
Okay. Let's say, wait.
That's another big Mandelu.
Oh boy. You're gonna get me all tripped out. We were talking about Christmas. We're talking
Dude,
about
and
Christmas.
there's worse ones than that. Like, for me, a really mellow one is the statue by, I think it's an artist named Rodin, I think. It's called The Thinker. And for me, that statue has well, I don't want to say in case someone in chat, do you know that statue? Do you know of it?
I had to Google it real quick because I heard it. I don't remember what it looks like.
So for me, where the position of his hand is in a different place. In my mind, it's up more, touching the forehead.
Okay.
But it's not. It's on his chin, right?
Oh, I mistyped. I put faker, not thinker. Sorry. So I thought it was on his chin.
That's what it is. But for me, I remember it being on the head. And the reason I remember this weird, odd sculpture of all sculptures I could remember is because my parents had like a weird replica all in black of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. All the pictures here show it that he's resting it's almost like his mouth on the knuckles of his hand.
But for me, I remember it was touching his head. It's like his head is resting on his hand.
Forehead?
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's how I remember
That's what I'm looking for, and I don't see anything of that.
No.
Huh.
No.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, that's what the Mandela effect is. And the reason they call it the Mandela, you know that, right?
It's, I was thinking more like the butterfly effect.
The reason it's Mandela is because a lot of people remember Nelson Mandela getting killed in the 90s. In late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, okay.
But he wasn't, and he gets out in jail.
And everybody's amazed that he's alive?
Right. Hence,
never heard
Mandela effect. Yeah, that's why it's called that.
Okay, so let me just click back over to comments here. Joe named the movie Jingle All the Way, a movie with the guy from Home Improvement. That's it, Joe. Put on the original Die Hard movie. It's holiday themed. That's right. Die Hard is like
is it a Christmas movie? A lot of people will argue it is.
Yeah. Well, I considered it a Christmas movie. I remember that. I think Bobcat
Goldthwait,
shoots at him in the movie, and John Candy, and what's that white-haired guy's name? Steve Martin. Oh, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. John Candy and Steve Martin. That's a good Christmas music.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but kind of good. Yeah.
Well, it has a happy, warm, fuzzy ending feeling.
What's his name who did the movie? He's the same guy who did like Home Alone and all those movies.
Yes.
What's his name? It's going to bug me now.
You mean the director?
Yeah.
Director of Planes.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to be like, oh.
That's John Hughes.
John Hughes, there it is.
John Hughes, that's right.
He did like Home Alone. He did a ton of those kind of movies, like 80 feel-good movies.
Yeah. Norm Macdonald
90s.
Canada is powerhouse in comedy and movies, right, Clutch?
What's that?
Expedition Truth said Norm Macdonald Canada is a powerhouse in comedy and movies, right, Clutch?
Exactly.
Bieber lived not far from me. Glad he's in America now.
Poor guy.
There was one, he babysat president's kid. Bieber is not an American. He's an asshat. Thank you, Joe.
And you know who Norm Macdonald is, right? I hope
Yes.
you do.
Yeah, that guy
Okay,
does
good.
good impressions.
That guy was the funniest guy who ever lived.
He had a very
He was deeply closeted.
he had a very smart aleck.
E.T. will get that.
I hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere on Jupiter said it's the one where he wins the lottery and people he owed money to came and take it. Huh.
What's he talking about?
I think somewhere in Jupiter, in they're all naming movies and kind of describing them.
Oh.
Shaq also
okay.
had a lousy video game called Shaq Fu. I did not know that. People started a charity.
Yeah, I know that
to carry
game.
every copy. Okay. I can't remember much of the 90s. I was a small child. So Joe's a little younger. Arwen said it's not a memory.
He is younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Arwen said it's not a memory. It's an idealized collective self pre-programmed memory.
What does that mean?
I was too embarrassed.
Unpack that for me. That's a lot to take in.
Hey, that might be something to put on the back burner for Arwen to talk with us this week or something.
Yeah. Do you have a notepad by you?
I don't. I used to keep. Damn you! I used to keep a notepad by me every time we had these.
Wait, I got one.
Okay.
I got one here.
And after a while, I just stopped writing on it because I just stopped. And
Okay,
I didn't need it.
Can you like say, how would I write this note? What did he say? It's an idea of
idealized collective.
Idealized
self pre-programmed.
Collective self pre.
I love how you talk out loud while you're writing.
Sorry.
Memory.
Sorry,
No, it's
I won't do
okay. That's I meant that because I know like how long to wait.
I got it.
All right. Joe said he was 7 in 1996. Wow, Joe, you are much younger than me.
I was 7 in 1985, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was 1984. It's the Magellan effect.
Magellan effect.
Not Mandela effect. Everyone thinks it's Mandela effect, but it's really the Magellan effect. And he winked.
Who is saying that? What is he talking?
I think Arwen, are you messing with us? Are you just kidding? It's not.
I was like, what the? I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
You're like, what? Your brain literally started to reset. I could see the spinning wheel. I was sitting here like, what?
I was like, what the fuck?
But it's funny to tell the Mandela effect believers. That's, you know what, Arwen, though? I would have totally believed.
We should start that, Arwen. Yeah, like we'll just change it.
Wasn't Magellan the explorer from the Philippines or went to the Philippines or something like that?
He was an explorer. I don't know where he went exactly. I don't know what he.
Philippines, because I remember my dad opened a restaurant out there, and they went on a trip to see Magellan's Cross, and my dad told me about it, and I didn't care because I was a teenager, and I'm surprised I even remember him telling me that, but just think Morgan Freeman is Mandela makes it easier. It's a Christmas
Morgan
movie.
Freeman is Mandela.
That's it. Now we're caught up on the chat.
Oh,
so, my God. So
you know what I did one time? I'm gonna spill something. I don't know why, but we were talking about the explorers when I was in like grade 7, I think.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do like a big project on explorers. And I think you were supposed to pick one and like write a big essay on them, or one or two, something like, or compare them. I can't remember exactly. And I didn't do it. And when it was time to present, I was like, oh, I lost it. Like, I just lied. No, he fucking knew I was lying. And I ended up having to do the essay on all of them, like 20 explorers. Like I had to do triple the work, and like my parents knew of it. It was like a big thing, and there was no way getting out of it. Yeah, it took me like a week or something. It was like it was a real bummer.
Holy crap, dude! I would have been pissed.
So I should remember where Magellan went. I was pissed, but how could I really be? Like I lied. I was the one I was getting punished for lying. So it was probably good.
Oh, I was a nerd, boy. I always I'm gonna I kick myself for saying this, but I always did the reports and everything, and then I would save them, and then the next year I would sell it to the juniors or something.
That's smart thinking.
Because we knew
you got a hustle going on.
Yeah, I feel terrible, but I knew somebody's going to need this next year. It's the same teacher, same subject. They're going to do the same topic. Why not? So, yeah, $5 a piece. And
dude, I was such a I was a weird kid then because I moved around a lot, but on top of that, even before I started moving around lots, I never fit in with one group. Like I never could fit in with one group.
Oh, I'd get along. I gotta stop you. The moment you said you were a weird kid, Joe Morgan's comment popped up, and his says, "I was a strange child." I mean, both of you at the same time.
That's weird.
It was.
Yeah,
I always kept to myself and blew stuff up, and you kept talking, and I was like, "Are they texting each other?"
No.
Oh my god.
No, that's weird. But yeah, I could hang out with every group, but only in short periods. Like I would maybe at lunch I hung out with the chess kids just because I didn't want to fucking do whatever. It's cold outside in Canada. Or I'd be with the skaters at smoke break, in the smoke break, 15-minute break, but that's what all the kids did. They just smoked.
Yeah.
And you could smoke on school property then. That was weird too.
You could?
Dude, when I first started going to school, the kids could smoke inside the school.
Oh,
and then as I got older, then it was there was a door you could smoke out, let's say the east door or something, and you had to stay on that pad. And now you have to be on the sidewalk of the school. You can't be on the actual school anymore. But yeah,
we had to go out on the sidewalk, and so everybody kind of went like they were going to go to their car, but went to the sidewalk, stopped there, and there'd just be a whole gaggle of people standing there trying to hotbox it. And if it was raining, because it was in Washington State, if it was raining, everybody was gathered under the tree. It was bad.
It probably always rained. That's Washington, yeah.
Yeah, that's let's see. Joe said Arwin laughed. He said he was obsessed with fireworks too. Joe spent most of his high school drinking heavily and doing bong hits. Arwin said he played video games and drinking with friends, later smoking joints. That's older.
I don't start that till I'm 15, 16 before I really start getting into that stuff.
Yeah.
Before that, I was pretty clean. I didn't want to do it.
Oh my gosh.
And then I became yeah, I did it all.
Then you did it all. I never did anything. Never.
Crazy.
Only until I was about 20, maybe 21. I had a roommate who had friends that did a lot of weed and everything, and they all came over for a party on a Friday night. We were already in our 20s, and I don't know how we got alcohol, but we're in our own little apartment living on.
Yeah, I guess you can't drink till you're 21, eh? That's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Man, here it's 18, but you could go into a bar and be younger, or more like a lounge and be younger and drink with an adult. If you're underage.
That's why they don't go crazy, is because it's just casual, and it's not. I think sometimes the more strict you are with the age limit, the more crazy these kids get.
You guys could go to war, but you can't even drink a beer? What the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah. Saw that a lot in training.
Yeah, That's whack, dude.
Um,
I wonder if, has Joe ever done a strikeout? This is what a strikeout is. You got to take a big hit, like usually a bong or a big, huge hit off of whatever, and you hold that in, and then you have a shot of beer and a shot of Jägermeister. Then you can let go of your hoot. That is called a strikeout.
Wow.
Three strikes, and you're out.
wow. Well, that's funny because Joe made a comment to you. You and Joe are like jiving tonight because when you started talking about strikeout, this comment came across. He said, "Clutch,
Oh my God.
you can't smoke until you're 21 in the States now, too." And Expedition says, "You know how to party." That's what I feel like. I feel like you're the party guy, and I'm sitting here talking about how I never even touched weed till I was 20.
I was the party guy for a while.
You
I had
were
like
the
a
party guy.
I was, yeah, like from maybe 15, 16 to like 25, 30, maybe a little older. I partied, but after that, not anymore. I don't party
Wow.
anymore.
You guys got stuck with like the most.
And I didn't party hard all those years. Some of that is like, some of that stuff is a young man's game.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, get that out of their system early. They turn out like to be better parents later on. Just like it's kind of like they learn their lesson if they survive. They do better. Because I got in a lot of trouble later in life, and I didn't learn my lesson until like 30s, and now I wish I had mellowed out.
Nah, I know people who still party hard, like they're just idiots. They're just stupid people. I don't think you should be partying like hard in your 40s and 50s, like ending up dead in a ditch with a mind full of chemicals. Like you're a fucking loser. Just like, come on.
Yeah, that's true. We're being joined by I don't want to butcher your name. Illis G.
Isles G.
You know who that
That's
is?
how I say it.
Okay.
He's a guy from Arwen's chat. He's a pretty cool guy. I'm pretty sure he lives southern United States, but I could be wrong. He might be near your neck of the woods.
Okay. Well, he joined the commenting a little bit ago. He said he thinks the law is you can't sell to under 21. I don't think it's actually against the law for minors to smoke. And that's what's crazy. It's different in every state now because some states are making weed legal, some are sort of legal, some are legal, but you can't buy it. It's just confusing.
I think that's how it is in Amsterdam. I think I learned that recently. Like it's legal to have it in the shop and sell it, but it's illegal for them to buy it. Something weird like that. Maybe he could explain that, but it's weird. Yeah.
It's almost like if you confuse people enough, you'll have an excuse to arrest them for it. I don't know. He said he's in New Hampshire. Okay, so you're a little bit north of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unsure on legal weed. My state is a felony to have weed still. Joe.
Who's that?
Joe.
What state is he in? Do you know?
You don't mind, if you don't mind us asking, Joe, do you mind telling us?
Maybe it's like I'm gonna guess Texas or Oklahoma.
Maybe
something like that.
I'm talking.
Those seem like
federal law to 21 for cigarettes. Oh wow! Last I heard, it was 18 years old to buy cigarettes. But if it's 21 now, that's new to me. I didn't know. But then again,
that's a weird thing. Like, why do you think? Like, they don't care about your health, so why do you think that they're trying to get people to quit smoking?
They're not.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, they're making it crazy expensive and like all that gross packaging, or maybe you don't have those rules.
Well, we have things like nicotine patches and stuff like that, warning labels, but I mean, it's such a $1 billion seller. There's no way they would, try to discourage people that hard. They might put up a front like they're trying to. I don't know. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory in my head, but I don't think in any way does the tobacco company want anybody to quit. I mean,
well, no, they don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they do either, but it seems like government entities and like it's not pushed in movies. You can't smoke anywhere anymore.
Oh, I know.
So it's a very anti-smoking culture, but why would they do that?
I think just the image. They don't want to get bashed by people that. Well, maybe it's this. My answer is I don't know. But here's another thought.
Fair enough.
After freaking McDonald's gets blamed constantly for making people fat. Now the tobacco companies probably don't want people to start like coming at them like it's your fault that they've got lung cancer.
Do you want to hear something about McDonald's? I managed to stay off of it for 5 years, bro. 5 years. And recently, I've been hitting up some McDonald's fries every time I'm in the city.
Oh, no.
I grab myself some McDonald's fries just because they're so salty and good.
Oh, they are salty and good. But
I'm back up. I'm off the wagon.
Do you feel?
I feel like an addict.
I don't know about you, but anytime I eat fast food for like 5 hours after, I feel like a lump of shit. I just like sit here and just stare off and like lethargic. It's disgusting, but it's so good though. The chicken.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, give me some. I'll take some sweet and sour sauce and smother it. It's terrible.
I like to get my fast food from like, I don't know how to explain it, but more like a mom and pop like burger stand, like not some franchise, but just some local people who have like a burger stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Those are those little greasy spoons. Those are the best.
Truck stops. Out here.
Maybe not a truck stop. I'm not a lot lizard or anything.
We love like diner truck stop.
Do you know what a lot lizard is?
Yes.
I wonder.
Yes.
Okay.
Slithering around. I learned that since moving here. There's a lot going on in chat. Joe says he's from Idaho. Idaho. Yeah.
Idaho, eh? With the potatoes.
Right. I was going to be a smart ass and be like, it's a state over by Washington. Okay. Arwen says, wait.
No, I think that's one of the most based states. I think that's where that, I think it's Idaho where Benjamin lives now.
Benjamin?
Owen Benjamin.
Oh, yes. He has properties up there where he like tries to teach people how to homestead. Yeah. Apparently, that's all I had learned much from him. I was thinking about that, like, oh, that'd be neat. Arwen said Newfoundland is way north.
Way north of what?
I think maybe he said something. Can't remember. New Hampshire, Newfoundland. Hey, Arwen, I thought I already said. I would have to go farther back in the chat. I'm not real sure.
Oh, whatever. It's all good. Yeah, it is north, but I think I'm more north than them. For sure.
I'm thinking of the planet as round, so I don't want to. I'm sorry, my mind just automatically goes to that.
But even if it was round, I'd still be more north.
Farther north. Isles G says saying "Don't touch this" is very enticing to the youth. That's kind of where I was going. Okay, like that's kind of what I think.
Making it taboo.
Making
it taboo so that they want to do it.
Yes. So when you raise the age limit and it's something they can't have, they want it more.
You know what I want? Yes. I just thought about something. Where's my little notebook there?
Joe says it's to piss off everyone. Same reason the liquor store never opens after you're off work. And Big Pig's here. Oh, Brother Greg made it.
I want Arwen to talk to you about, like, you remember how he said he would approach someone about talking to them about flat Earth? I want him to talk to you about it.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun.
We should do that on there when he joins us next week, or.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm writing down another note for
to
talk about.
Now you got the notebook. Big Pig said,
cool.
So the tobacco industry makes bank, right? That's what I was saying. Then the medical industry feeds off the ones they poison. I do agree with that. I think a pharmaceutical company has a big hand in a lot of the unhealthy stuff that goes on because it keeps them in business. I mean, but you know.
But you know what? If you would just smoke straight tobacco, you're not going to get sick like that. It's the additives. And I think those additives are mostly in the filter. I don't know if it's in the tobacco itself.
I
But
think that's why a lot of people insist on smoking like Lucky Strikes or those kind
yeah,
of ones without the filter, or they roll their
yeah,
own.
because that's where all the formaldehyde and all those weird carcinogenics are. I'm not saying like having smoke in your lungs is good for you, but I don't think those chemicals added to it are any better for you.
Well, and gentlemen always
No
smoke.
medical advice here, YouTube overlords.
Oh, that's right. We are benevolent.
We love you. We are
the
bots.
tobacco industry is good for the people.
Bad.
Bad. Okay, whatever.
Bad.
Whatever
Bad
the
bot.
agenda is,
You're a bad bot.
we're with it. We're hip. We're with it. Tucka, tucka. But I was thinking, like, men and gentlemen used to smoke pipes. Old pipe smoking for years, and the
Fuck
whole.
yeah, I want to get
lung
into
cancer
pipe
thing-
smoking.
Yeah, you should. You'd look very prestigious, sir.
I'd smoke a pipe during these talks. I bought a pipe for my brother-in-law last year and like pipe tobacco because he drinks whiskey, and I
Wow.
thought he'd be cool if he had a pipe with it
Does he
in his
smoke it?
garage sitting there. What's that?
Does he smoke it?
I don't know. He said he tried a few times, but he has a hard time keeping it lit. I don't know.
God.
I don't know. Maybe
If
he's
you
just
get
not
one-
into it.
If you get one, you have to turn your camera on while we're doing the talks. We have to see you sit there with the pipe puffing on.
You have to see me smoke the pipe.
Yes.
All
And
right.
your sunglass-
Okay, that could be an incentive. You could watch me smoke my pipe.
Your sunglasses on.
You're gonna pay. You're gonna pay to. Fuck yeah, my sunglasses are gonna be on. Yeah, and a hat. You know why though? Like I don't know. Someone made some shitty comment, like they thought I was gonna be bald. That's why I was always wearing a hat.
Oh,
But it's not that. I have not had long hair since I was like 16. I've been cutting it short. I had like a weird frickin' Hitler cut for years.
oh my.
Oh my.
Okay.
and like I don't know, like my dad's passed away and that's kind of the reason I think I kept cutting it short because he hated it. I don't know.
Oh.
And then and my barber who I'd been cutting my hair for almost 15 years moved to a different province, like 4 provinces away. So I just said, screw it.
Nobody to groom you now, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so I just decided to start growing it long, but it's in a weird intermediate stage, and I'm not comfortable showing it.
Okay, see, what you got to do is you've got to get some of that mustache putty and make your mustache into a handlebar. And
I don't have a mustache. I have a beard.
Well, I mean, isn't it part of the beard? You have hair above your lip, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do a
But I
handlebar.
trim it short. I trim it. No, I trim that. Like I have a short beard, not a big like Viking beard.
You gotta make it go with the pipe. It's gotta look. You gotta make the look.
No way. I'm not growing a big beard like that. That's never gonna
It's like
happen.
not just for YouTube.
No, I won't do. Better pay me big if you want that.
When Arwen says when he scrolls with Google Maps from Netherlands to the US compares sizes, the scale is so enormously off. It's crazy. Now I want to.
Yeah, how big? Yeah, like okay, like, I want him to go into that. Like how big is the Netherlands compared? Like I don't know. Or okay, let's find out in square kilometers. Could we do that? How big the Netherlands is in square kilometers?
I could pull up all this information as far as, but like I said, like the square kilometers of the Netherlands and I don't know, one of these states and stuff like that, and have it ready for next time. The conversation is still on cigarettes, though.
Awesome.
People have a hard on against us smokers. That's Joe said that. Expedition Truth says cigs are more popular amongst older generations. Vaping is more popular with the youth. Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
That is very true.
I tried that vaping a few times, and you know what? I feel like I'm out of breath after it. I don't know. There's something weird about it. I don't like it.
When I worked at the hospital, it was a big issue because the nurses were getting reports about how it affects your lungs. And I don't know what's true or what's not. But, when you smoke cigarettes, there's also heat involved with the vapors that you're inhaling, right? And it causes parts of the air sacs, the minuscule air sacs in your lungs to contract a little bit. So you're not using as many as when you vape and it's normal temperature or room temperature. You're over expanding those and you could even burst some of them. So when people are
Interesting.
vaping, they're thinking it's doing like 10 times faster damage to your lungs than you would if you were smoking an actual lit cigarette or a pipe.
I believe that 100% because whenever I did it, I felt like I was dying. I did not like the feeling.
For air, right?
Yeah, I felt short of breath.
Yeah, because you were busting up some of those air sacs that were supposed to just expand and contract. And
good job.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna die.
But that's the reports they were getting. They were trying to I guess discourage it, but what aren't they discouraging? Arwen said the Netherlands look as big as New Hampshire, but I literally have to zoom in New Hampshire to even see the roads. Vaping seems kind of funny to me. Vaping is weird. I'm sorry, but
it is a little gay.
Smoking and you walk up to a group of bikers, it smells like freaking blueberries. It's yeah, it is pretty.
It
gay.
is a little. It is a little effeminate.
I like vanilla. It's okay.
Could I get Berry Blast?
Berry Blast, Biker Berry Blast is this flavor of the month. Leave lot lizards alone. They usually rob people. Joe,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
and this is probably the least of what they give people.
Ammo Bundy lives a town over from me. Ammon.
I wonder. I got a question for Arwen. I'm wondering, could he drive across the entire Netherlands in a day if he, so chose? Could you do it? Is it like a 10-hour drive, a 12-hour drive?
He said we'll talk Flat Earth next Sunday. We'll get that question on for him. My curiosity was about how old Arwen was, and
Arwen, I think he's close to my age. I think he's in his late 30s, late 30s, early 40s.
Oh, okay.
I think, but I could be off on that.
Well, I don't want to put him on the spot. I just, like I said, we're here, and I just remembered to ask. Big Pig said the big politicians live off of them. It's a cycle, and we grease the chain, or we're the grease on the chain. That's a good analogy for it. But the chemicals make cigarettes taste so much better, Joe Morgan said. Having smoke in my lungs is good for other people. It's so I don't. It's so I don't strangle other people around me. Oh, Joe's rocked the Adolf mustache since his 20s. And Arwen said the Netherlands is tiny compared to the U.S. Yeah, I knew. That's why I said just compare it to one of the states, Arwen. I knew it would be much smaller. According to the map of the Netherlands, is province. Okay, so New Hampshire is actually smaller than the state I'm in, and I could drive across this state in 6 hours, maybe?
Yeah, you could, for the width of my province, you could probably get across it in maybe 8 hours at the narrowest point. But if you were to navigate it north to south,
you'd be out there.
It's not even possible because the road stops.
Yeah.
But and then you got to fly to where the polar bears are. But yeah, it would take you forever, dude. It's a long time.
Arwen guesstimates, his guesstimate is 10-hour drive. So
yeah, the same just to get across my province.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a long way. I know that when we lived in the state of Nevada and we were all the way right next to the California border, driving all the way across going east, it took 6 hours, 5 hours.
We're thinking of going one province over and probably to the most farthest point, east that we could go. And if we drive straight, it's going to take us 2 days of 12-hour driving just to get to that.
I
just to get there.
Direction you're going in, because obviously, I was about to say in Nevada, if I had driven south, the length of Nevada, it was at least 9-10 hours. So
Yeah.
Tradition Truth said it took me 42 hours to get from Toronto to Vancouver. Yes. Yeah, you're driving all the
Yeah, and that's not even the whole country. Like that's skipping pretty much Quebec and all the maritime provinces, and then he's just taking the rest of Canada, and it's taking him like 2 days of nonstop driving. Yeah, it's
road
so huge.
So fun though. I love it.
That's why we want to do this because, well, she has family out that way, and there's some cool like amusement parks. There's Niagara Falls. I've never seen that personally, and it would just be fun for the family. I think just to have an adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be like that vacation movie. We'll go to Wally World.
You're gonna be Clark Griswold.
I'm fucking Clark. Yeah, man.
I just remember them throwing the dead ant on top of the car,
strapping her to the top. They dragged the dog behind the car. Oh my god!
The cops stopped them because
yeah.
That was so cracked up. It was awesome.
Oh, I love that movie. I love the whole vacation series. They're so good. Cousin Eddie.
Yes, Cousin Eddie. My favorite, especially
dude.
Vacation one.
Yes, he's the best in that one. Absolutely.
Oh my God. He's like, it's a good thing.
Just emptying the shitter when he's dumping all that sewage into the storm vent.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigar. Yeah, just emptying the shitter.
No way would they.
Nope. Oh God.
They go to Hoover Dam. They're going on the tour guide, and the guy's talking about the dam this and the dam that, and at the end he goes, "Does anybody have any damn questions?" And it's like, "You got any damn bait?" That is awesome.
Do you know about Dennis Quaid? Like, what's happened to him?
No, what happened to him?
So, like,
now
I don't know when. I don't know when this started, but like he got blacklisted from Hollywood, and he's like said that they were trying to kill him. Like the people in Hollywood were trying to kill him, and they called them star whackers. And he said they're like trying to get his money, and he's like on the run somewhere in Canada. Do you know? Like,
I'm Googling it right now. Well, I can't say that I'm Googling it because I'm using Bing.
Oh, why do you use Bing?
I'm sorry, it just default. I sat for like 2 hours the other day trying to figure out how to change my homepage to Google instead of Bing, and I could not figure it out. Like it used to be easy. So now every time I open up a tab, I have to go to Bing, I have to type in Google, then I have to click on Google, and now here's Google. So Dennis Quaid. What was the word? Star?
Not Dennis Quaid. Randy Quaid. Sorry, not Dennis. Quaid. Randy.
Let's say that picture.
Randy. My bad.
Or Star Whackers, song by Randy Quaid. So what did
No, not a song. Not a song.
Apparently he made a song.
Just Google him, like just without putting Star Whackers. Just like Google him, see what pops up.
Oh boy, he looks different there. What is happening? American actor, IMDb. Let's see here. Where does Randy Quaid currently live? And then Trump's movement is a resistance. Then it goes into Donald Trump. So whatever happened to Randy Quaid, Looper? This was in July of this year.
I bet you it's gonna.
Oh, damn it. I have to subscribe.
Curse you, internet.
But the blurb so far is disappeared, would not surface again in the U.S. until 5 years later when they were arrested in the state of Vermont. Ooh. That sounds like juicy gossip. I'll look it up and
it is some juicy gossip.
And see what's going on, because all this stuff, I don't know what date this was all written. IMDb is all just.
Hey, does Bobby watch Canadian football? Probably doesn't, eh?
If it's the only thing on TV, he will. I mean, if you're waiting in the lobby and it's up on the screen,
It's
he
the
won.
biggest game this year. It's the Grey Cup, like your
Oh.
version of the Super Bowl. And two teams have never met before. It's going to be a big thing.
Well, are you following it closely?
One of the teams is from the province I'm in, and I'm not a fan of anything, but I kind of watch them. Yeah.
Dude, did you hear about the British? I know we're going into an hour and 40 minutes, but did you hear about the
Whatever.
British hockey player that got killed because the other dude kicked him in the throat with his skate?
Yeah, slashed his throat. Yeah.
Adam
Crazy, eh?
Johnson. A guy at work showed me that video, and I'm not kidding. I was like, dude, it's like a kung fu back kick to the guy's neck.
Yeah.
I
And
was
gone.
Oh yeah, Joe said, "What the hell is Canadian football? is that where they sorry pass the ball or something?"
Hey, buddy, we're tough. Take it easy.
That's right. You're like, we build cabins.
Look up this. Look up this. Canadians in World Wars. Just Google that
I have a confession.
or
to make.
or YouTube it. What?
I used to joke all the time that Canada didn't have a military. They would just borrow ours.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I was like, but that I didn't really know much about military before I, learned about it. So, but yeah, one of these days I got to get a picture of you riding a moose and waving a football flag or something like that.
With a gun and a beer.
There you go. No, smoking a pipe.
Smoking a pipe. Yeah, I like that.
All right. I had to plug in my laptop because the battery's starting to die. But okay, so wow, we have like a laundry list of stuff to talk about next week. So
There you go.
one thing I at least wanted to tell everybody before everybody kind of like pieced out is that we're gonna try our best to do this every Sunday if we can, right?
I think so. Unless it's like Christmas or something, then screw
Yeah.
you guys.
But Christmas is not on Sundays.
No, I'm kidding. Hey?
Christmas is not on a Sunday, is it? Oh, you were
I don't know. I
sorry.
was just joking, yeah, like in
Yeah.
general, but
I'm slow. Anyway.
it might be this year. I don't know. It could be this year on a Sunday. Might be.
Well, I have a calendar right here. Let's see. December. Oh, that's October.
It might be.
23rd. Is it 24th?
Is Christmas Eve.
And
Where
then
have you been?
Monday is 25th. So Christmas
So that's
Eve is on
Christmas.
Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing it that time.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll do Saturday or something, or we might just.
No, maybe Christmas Eve. That might be fun, but we'll see if people are actually interested in that because, like, it might be nice to hang out with people at that time of year. But if people
Hey.
are busy, I understand.
People might not be celebrating. They might be waiting for us to do a talk.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever whatever the masses want.
we'll all worship a tree. No, that's terrible. Sorry.
But yeah, Google that right now. Google Canadians in World War just before you go.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen so that you guys can watch Bing search for it.
Or YouTube it. It might even be better.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Canadians. It's weird.
In World Wars. And then, we'll see.
World Wars. Can't spell wars. There we go. Hey, Speakeasy News is having a live stream right now. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
The dark truth about Canadians in World War I. Cold-blooded killers. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, dude. World War I factions, the Canadian Army.
Dude, like, I'm not even, whatever, but they were part of some, like, epic battles, like Vimy Ridge and, I don't know,
Yeah.
even part of, like, Juno Beach, like, Normandy. They were helping all that area. Like, they were huge. And
What did Russian soldiers do? Okay, not going to read that. Overlooks how much the Japanese actually feared the American. No, it kind of goes off into a different tangent. Canadian story
that's kind of,
from the Second
that's
World
how,
War.
that's how Canada like became independent of Britain, was our participation in those wars. Yeah, kinda. And then we just kind of said, you know what, we're our own thing now.
Oh, maybe the intimidation that you guys could fight. I didn't mean to laugh or say it that way.
I know, like people think that I'm joking, but like whatever.
Well, I mean, there's
Just don't piss Canadians off. We're pretty peaceful. Just
Yeah.
don't piss us off.
It's like poking a bear, right?
Or a moose.
Yeah.
A moose has no natural predator. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
What's gonna get it?
Yeah, but I was about to say, but then again, I've never heard of another animal even just messing with a moose except people, you know.
Oh, people, but like not without a gun.
Yeah.
There's no man alive who could stand next to a moose and fight it off. You have no chance, buddy.
Put it in
But good luck. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. I'd pay to see that.
Expedition Truth said Canadians are badass. Pisses me off that they are portrayed. They portray is as soft, etc.
I know.
Don't
We
get
have
into this. You guys have a great sense of humor about it most of the times.
most of the time.
Most of the time until you piss them off. No, my
Exactly.
my Canadian friend said same game, different league. Normandy was hardcore, and
Yeah.
Joe said, I'm not teasing Canada's bravery. I was asking if it's like what UK calls football. I thought of that too. When you first asked.
Oh, I got all offended. Fuck you, Joe.
Soccer, you know?
No, football. It's like football, like your football,
American
like
football.
American football. We
Okay.
call Britain football. We call that soccer.
Yeah. I had a conversation. I thought of you the other day. I had a conversation with a guy that was just getting to know me at work, and he said he loves soccer, loves watching it. And all I could hear in my head was the time that you were joking about soccer, where they're in the center, and then to the left, and then to the center.
Yeah, it's like center passes to the half back to the center, back to the half, to the center, back to the wing, to the center,
Right.
back to the half. Like that's all fucking, and then goal! 0-0 or something at the end. Oh, what a game! What the
They're all
fuck?
excited.
Worst game ever. I hate it. Like I don't know why anyone likes that shit. Those guys can run and they got endurance and there's talent there, but it's just a boring game. Whatever.
Yeah, somebody please
Get over it.
score. Right. Okay.
Oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here. I can hear you. Expedition Truth
okay.
says one thing I'll say about soccer is they are good at faking injuries.
No, that's the other thing. Like there's the guy's dead. And then you watch like football and the guy gets tackled by a 300-pound man. His teeth fall out. He gets up and goes back to the next play. He's vomiting.
Right?
Got a
I saw one
concussion.
where he walked off the field and his finger was bent backwards, and the coach just taped them together, and he was back out on the field. I was
Or
like,
Canadian hockey, where we can get our throats slit with a blade and it got a frozen puck flying at your head at 100 miles an hour. Yeah, okay. And part of the game is to actually fight the other team. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
and
That's part of the game. Like, fighting is part of the game.
hockey players like have hardly half their teeth half the time. I mean, yeah.
They're usually pretty tough dudes that you'd probably want to avoid.
They're like moose.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
They're just going to throw your shirt over your head and start punching you.
Who's gonna fuck with a hockey player? Oh, all right.
Not many.
We're at 1 hour and 48, dude.
Do you want to hear a funny story
Yes.
before we go?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not in no rush.
Okay, so we have a friend who, it was more like my wife and her brother's friend who grew up in a lake resort kind of area, like kind of an affluent kind of area.
Yeah.
And this guy was an Olympic wrestler. And we were all drinking in a cabin and hanging out, and like I was outside on the deck, and my brother-in-law and my sister, like her brother, or my sister, my wife and I did not marry my sister. My wife and her brother got in an argument, and they're arguing, and I like came storming into the cabin to like kind of break it up, and this freaking wrestler speared me from behind like a wrestling spear and like wrapped me up in like some pretzel fucking hold.
God, dude.
Oh, it was crazy. And then that dude like shit in our tub that night.
What?
Yeah, it was a crazy night. And like he was protecting Kevin, or I don't want to say Kevin, whatever this guy's, whatever. He was protecting this dude because it was his buddy, and I was gonna like get this guy off my wife. They're arguing, right? I'm like, hey, get out of here. Right. Yeah, and that guy like spears me and like some Olympic wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling on me.
Hey,
but I'm not expecting
trying, right?
Oh, dude, there wasn't much I could do. Like, I got speared from behind, and a fucking pro wrestler wrapped me up. I was done. I'm done. Fuck, I'm not gonna lie and make it like I hit him 10 times. No, dude, I got speared from behind, got tackled,
I never got a shot
wrapped
in
up. I didn't get a shot in. No, I didn't. I admit it. He beat me straight, but it was unfair, and that was always the argument. I was like, "Fuck you, guy! Like you always speared me from behind and wrapped me up when I wasn't ready. Like let's do this straight on." But we never did. We never did. He never would agree to it. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you would have had him.
No, I don't know that I would have, but I just would have felt better that I had a fair chance. That's all the fight was ever.
You're like, at least
that was my argument.
You coming so I can run. I'm sorry.
I'll take the beating. I got no problem losing. I just want to do it fairly. That's all.
Yeah, nobody likes to be blindsided.
And she threw a pizza. I forgot to tell that. She got mad, and that's what started. And she like threw a pizza. And it like hit the roof, and it was stuck to the roof and like dripping down. Oh god, it was such a funny time.
I shared a video file with you about, I guess, like my Canadian uncle is always funny. I've got to find it and share it. It's like a voicemail that this guy, he calls somebody and he's like, "Hey, did you hear about Dennis and Sherry? You remember that one? He's like, getting divorced, eh?" And he's like, threw a pork chop at her head. Who knew? You know, he's like, 20 years of marriage down the drain for a $2 piece of meat.
That sounds like a very Canadian thing. I hope my stories don't sound like that, but whatever.
Exactly
whatever if they do.
It just sounded like that. I thought of it.
Oh shit!
Freaking sitting there talking about a wrestler beating your ass in a pizza. I was like, wow.
That's a Canadian party, buddy.
Yeah, right. Like, we Canadians, we're really nice people, but piss us off.
We get bored and drink a lot in the woods.
In the woods, right? Drunken
pretty much
are the best antics, is what Joe said. I agree.
Usually. Yeah.
Makes the best party. Well, I think that was it. I'll go get a massage for my cheeks. I'm laughing so hard. But
I think fun. I might have a joke.
Oh, let's hear it.
I think I might. So a guy sees an old man, and the old man has a sign saying, "Talking dog for sale, $10." And a man walks up to him and is like, "Is this true?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can I see the dog first?" "Absolutely." So they go to the backyard of the old man's house. And the man sees the dog, and he tries to talk to the dog. He's like, "How can you talk?" And he says, "Yeah." The dog answers back, "Yeah." The man's like, how is this possible?" And he said, "Well, when I was a puppy, the military put a chip in my brain, and it allows me to talk, and they've used me for missions in Iraq and Vietnam and Afghanistan, all over the place. I've done special spy missions, and you know they've used me in this aspect." And the man's like flabbergasted. He can't believe this. He says to the old man, like, why would you be selling this dog just for $10? And the old man says, "Because he's a fucking liar. None of that ever happened."
I was thinking that when you said Vietnam and Iraq, and I'm like, how is this dog living so long? That was terrible. That was terribly good. That was good. Arwen's laughing. I think we're all
Awesome.
laughing with you, dude. All right.
Laughing with
Good
me.
time.
Okay, good. Hey,
I said that was a good time.
awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Good time.
All right. Well, we'll try for next week then, everybody.
Yeah, should be there.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you later, man.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.